Hey guys, what's going on? It's DaleyGaming here. I am back with some more Men of War Assault Squad 2, the Born in the Fire America mod. Today we have another Civil War battle, this time of an immense Union fort here. The federal troops have dug in, created some trench lines here, set up a ton of fort cannons here, which are pretty awesome if you see them fire actually, and they just have rows and rows and rows of men, as well as a moat, which is obviously awesome, and two bridges, the only access points past the moat. And then further out, we have some lines of these mini pickets out here. We have, there were supposed to be more men on these pickets, but I guess they did not show up. So, scratch those pickets, who cares about them now? Plus some scouts up ahead, just sort of a little early, uh, warning system for the men, as well as a ton of these spiky barracks around. And then for the Confederates who are attacking, we have just fields of men. I'm pretty sure close to 1,000 men are here, as well as 4 mortars, which will be moving up. The Confederates are going to be marching forward, attacking this fortified position. You may think, like, holy crap, there's like not nearly enough Union men here to defend, but just believe it or not, this amount of people can devastate this massive Confederate army. I've experienced it a couple times trying to balance this map. This actually used to be a World War II map for this in Russia. It was a Russian defense map, but I added some like carriages and spikies and stuff, removed barbed wire and tank traps to make it a Civil War era map, which I think actually worked out pretty well. Either way, why don't we go ahead and get started here? And these, why are you moving? That's odd. Okay. Either way, we're going to have to march some of these Confederates forward. Might get a little laggy. There are a shit ton of people on the field, but we are just marching a few Confederates forward as our early scouting party, and they have finally seen the front men of the Union, who are now being fired upon, and just there's just not enough of them to hold this early position at all, and they're getting slaughtered. These two are surprisingly still alive. Well, not anymore. And those ones are dead as well. Wow. Alright. So, early deaths for the Union soldiers. No Confederate deaths yet. But that could easily change very soon. As we're going to now move Confederate parties forward. Nice and far. And they're going to start their assault on the main fort now. And this should hopefully work out pretty well. We can also now move forward our cannons, our artillery, and they are going to be instrumental in this battle in trying to dig out the Union positions here. So we're going to move these guys forward. And it looks like our preliminary Confederate forces are starting to fall up here. And it looks like actually some cannon fire from the fort is also going off, attempting to take out a few of these Confederates as well. I had this battle actually on an immense, massive scale with tons and tons of Union soldiers in the trenches and stuff like that. But the Confederates just did not stand a chance. They couldn't manage to get like any kills at all. And it was very, very difficult to really do anything. So I scaled it back a lot. The Confederates are refusing to move forward, the main line at least, so we're gonna urge them forward. It's hard to command so many men. Yeah, we're gonna just real quick try to get more men forward. Come on, guys. They were going forward before in our previous battle, but they don't want to. This doesn't really work if everyone doesn't work together here. Come on, guys, let's go forward. Forward. Alright, well, we got a couple groups going forward. We're now starting to fire onto the Union lines. Union soldiers dropping a little bit in the very front lines here, but not too bad. Looks like some more fire coming in from the cannons on the fort. we are going to direct our Confederate cannons here to start firing on these guys here. At least try to. That missed tremendously. Or maybe that was the shot. I can't tell. Either way, we do want the Confederates to actually be coming forward here. And they are refusing to. They're actually retreating back. What the hell? Huh. You know what we're going to do? We're going to really quick just copy and paste a few Union soldiers, like right up here, in a hopes to, yeah, there we go. See, that kind of, I think that attracted some of these guys forward. Maybe? No. I'm surprised those Union soldiers have actually not been completely slaughtered yet. They're getting there. Ooh, we got a bayonet charge. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's hope. What the f... These guys refuse to come forward. Come on, guys. Go forward. Frickin' move it forward, please. I'm trying. This fort battle worked so well last time when I did a test run of it. It looked really cool. Now it's kind of failing. Either way, we are actually getting some assaults on the fort itself. And the Union soldiers are fighting back. As you can see, these cannons are sick. They have recoil, which pushes them pretty friggin' far back. And it's pretty epic. But now it looks kind of like some Confederates are actually coming forward in an attempt to fight the Union soldiers. Which is good. That's what we want. But the guys in the very front are actually having a tough time. They're sort of dying out. The guys on the left are actually doing a lot better. Oh my god, wait, whoa. There are like hundreds of men here. Wait, what? I was having a ton of trouble with this map earlier, actually. Yeah, holy shit. There's like squads of men here. What the hell? Wait, look at this. There's like men stacked upon each other. What the hell? Alright, we're gonna send some of these men forward. I don't know what happened, but I think the map got a little bit glitched when I was editing it. We're going to delete these guys because that's just too many. But we are going to send some forward this way in an attempt to friggin' draw out some of these Confederate weenies who refuse to come forward. Come on, guys. They're on move free and no retreat, so they should be coming forward, but they don't want to. It's looking like more and more are starting to get attracted to the front lines, which is nice, but I would have liked it if they had all gone together. But they didn't, because they suck. Alright, I think it's time we utilize this cannon a little bit more. Or try to. Fire up! See how that lands. Oh, was that it? No, that was it. Oh yeah, destroyed that barricade nicely. Pushed out some of the Union's troops there. And we're going to move these cannons even farther forward, actually. Try and get some actual fire on the peeps that are forward. Come on forward, guys. Still trying to drag some of these Confederates forward. Y'all would be hung for your insubordination. Come on, even the flag bearers are being wimps. You're supposed to be the bravest of them all. Carrying the standard. But no. You want to lollygag behind, not do anything. Alright. Well, let's just enjoy the battle for now, because I think we actually have people coming forward at this point. And they are firing onto the Union fort, finally. Very few Union soldiers have actually gone down in the fort lines. A couple have, but not too many. They seem to be doing a-okay. The cannons are probably helping a little bit, destroying some of the Confederate cover at the very least. These are primitive cannons, so they don't like slaughter like World War II artillery does, but they do. They will take out a couple men at a time, I've found, but it's pretty historically accurate. Oh, I missed a barbed wire section here. Yeah, barbed wire wasn't invented until after. Oh, there is one of the mortars lobbing a shell into the Union lines. That was pretty cool. barbed wire wasn't invented until after the Civil War. Right after it, I think, like 1967 or something like that. So, it would not be historically accurate to have barbed wire, so we replaced it with these little picket barricades, which I think are pretty cool looking. And the Confederates are managing to actually come forward now, although they have taken quite the beating. The Union soldiers we actually sent forward are all dead, which is no surprise, but I don't know why they glitched up like that and had like billions of copies. That was weird. I don't know what's going on here. I swear I was running a tight shift before, but now there's weirdness going on. Alright. There are cannons just sort of lobbing fire all over the place. And the Confederates are gaining a pretty good foothold now. They're utilizing the cover, which is key, because if they're just out in the open like these guys are, they fall a lot easier. But as long as they use the cover, they're going to be okay. Union soldiers are taking a bit of a beating. A couple of them going down, but they still have enough, I think, to defend. The middle is really taking a huge beating, and it's probably the least defended side. Let's try and get a nice cannon lob right in there. Fire! That was pretty good looking. Oh, it landed way back here, I think. Oh well. Alright, let's check out the cannons. This one's got 4 kills. This one had 2. It's completely decrewed now. This one had 1, 7. That's not bad. 1, 2, 0, 2, 2. Yeah, so they don't do too much damage, but they definitely are helpful to the Union defense. As you can see, you can't really rotate them very far because they're still fort cannons. So you have to have many in a row to actually make them effective, which is what we're doing here. And then it creates a nice little crossfire against the Confederate lines. And destroying these barricades is very, very important because it destroys their cover, which is really needed for this. But it's really cool to just watch them roll back all at once. It's pretty sick. Let's see if we can get another cool little volley here. You can watch. Wait for it. Oh, here we go. Nice. Oh, it looks so cool. And those last 2 should fire pretty soon here. We can watch. Come on. Oh, maybe they... No, there should be people in front of them. Oh well. Yeah, the middle is getting absolutely trashed now. Looks like no one is left in the middle defenses here. Actually, a couple people on the far left. But the far left and the far right themselves are doing okay. They are managing to maintain their positions. There's just so many Confederates consolidated in the middle, as well as probably the weakest of the Union lines are in the middle, I would say. And right now there's really only cannons left. Let's see if we can't help them out. Oh yeah, we got a kill there. At least one. Let's see if we can't get a nice little shot, like right in that group, right there. Come on, reload before they all move. Reload! Come on! Come on! Oh, we missed. We aimed too far back. Either way, the middle is starting to crumble, but luckily for us, the only thing that really matters too much is that these sidelines maintain, because that is, of course, where the bridges are. So if the Union can keep those intact, then we're still in this game here. And it looks like the left side is almost cleaned up of Confederate forces. And I think these mortars are still firing. Yeah, as you can see, they're in motion. They're probably reloading right now. And some of the troops have actually diverged from the middle towards the far left over here, which is starting to take a bit more of a beating. And the Confederates are right up against their lines, which is not going to be good for the Union soldiers. Well, obviously. Let's see if we can't, can we rotate this gun like that? Perfect. Yep, good job. And start firing into those guys. You rotate your gun like that. Need to adjust these fort guns. Oh yeah, beautiful. See, that shot, it looks like it got a ton of kills. It really only got a couple in reality, so not a ton going on there. Let's retreat some of these guys back here to the very back sandbags here, because that's probably where we're gonna need to go, as the Union soldiers begin to actually crest over the bridge now. The far left, we are going to do the same thing. Try and get them into better defensive positions, because they are starting to drop like flies. Go, go, go. Yeah, we're going into the inner fort now. Oh, this guy's so screwed. Everyone get out. Out of the cannons, out of the cannons. Retreat back. Go back, go back. Good. And yeah, you guys can go like that, I guess. Alright. So, Union is down to its very last men. Try and run this day. Oh, no, he's dead. With no one left. Oh, these poor men. These poor chaps. Man, in this version of the battle, it went very poorly for the Union soldiers. I've had it where it's just, well, it was kind of a Confederate slaughter out here, but I have had it where the entire Confederate army of this same size gets destroyed. And it's really just a matter of, can you maintain the garrison in the fort? And I think one of the things that I changed to balance it out was, which this didn't really balance it out because the Confederates stomped the Union, but one thing I did change was I added a bunch of Confederate cannons to it, which I thought would help it out. But in reality, that was a little overpowered, and it ended up, as you saw a couple times, destroying some Union defenses. As well, I gave the Confederates more cover on the field. Before, I only had a few spiky barricades or whatever that provided the Confederates with cover. But in this one, there were considerably more, as you can tell. And I think that benefited the Confederates quite a bit. Also, giving less Union soldiers into the defenses around here definitely helped the Confederates out. But by sheer force, the Confederates were able to destroy the Union fortifications, but not before losing tons and tons of men. The red are the Confederate deaths, the yellow are the Union deaths. You can see where I screwed up and sent people forward for the Union, where they lost a few, but I don't think those guys even ended up killing many Confederates, because they got pretty much slaughtered immediately when they came into the firing range of the Confederates. But I would say the Confederate losses were probably 2-1 in favor of the Union. And I mean, that's just because they had the defensive position. But the Confederate soldiers in other games that I played on this map, this is probably like, I would say Confederates outnumbered the Union like 5 or 6-1. While in other runs of this, I had them at like 4-1, and they got creamed by the Union. It's all about like being able to consolidate the Confederate firing power and that kind of a thing. And these mortars, I think, helped, as well as the barricades. I think there's a lot of factors. Coming into, like, being a game designer, which I am certainly not, and I don't exactly want to be, but I can certainly respect the people who are, because it is extremely difficult to balance a level and not make it too hard, not make it too easy. And that's one thing I was sort of trying out with this. And at one point I got it to point where I thought it was going to be super balanced, and I tried a test run of it, and it ended up going completely lopsided, and I was like, oh, well, that's weird. And then the run I did before this, I thought I had it pretty balanced as well, with the Union scraping by only like 10 people. I test run this a ton because it was such a big map and I wanted to do it right. But the one before this, I thought I had it just about even. And then obviously I didn't, because in this, all I did was add like 1 or 2 more cannons. Sorry, that was the strap on my chair. All I did was add 1 or 2 more cannons, and then some more barricades, and obviously that just considerably assisted in the Confederates, because I mean, look at the slaughter for the Union. But the Union destroyed so many Confederate soldiers with their defensive positions. So really a Pyrrhic victory for the Confederates, I would say, especially for a nation that the Confederates, I think it is every one Confederate soldier is worth like 3 or 4 Union soldiers. I forget the statistic, but like the population, you know what? I think it was 2-1. I think it was only 2-1. So every Confederate soldier was worth 2 Union soldiers, because the huge population density of the North. So these soldiers are worth a lot more than Union soldiers, but they lost a lot more as well. So and that was sort of the major turning point in the war for the North, being Gettysburg, because up until that point, the South had just been defending the entire war, which is all they needed to do. But then for some reason, they decided to attack, and that's when they lost the advantage because they did not have numeric advantage, and the Union was going to be able to defend so much easier and just replace the men they lost, while the Confederates, attacking, you need more men than the defenders, and that was a huge mistake for them in the war. So, yep, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Comment, rate, and subscribe if you did, and I'll talk to y'all later. In your hand, I can't feel my